Joe, lower your hand! Teddy!
Some sort of beast has entered our abode.
Gotta knock these bozos' wieners off.
I swear it's not as bad as the name sounds. Or that look.
I bet he deserved it.
From the Great North to Wonder Wharf. All right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of From the Great North to Wonder Wharf, your one-stop destination for bento box information. As always, I am Mike.
And I'm JB.
We're back, baby! We're back.
Back and on time.
Back and on time. There are some technical hiccups, it looks like on my end, but I think we're running okay. So we're going to go until the wheels fall off this thing.
Always. Let's just do it.
Obviously, we weren't here last week. Things happen, and it is what it is, so stop bugging us, okay? Yeah. We're back now. What more do you want from us, people?
Yeah, we're back. And I got my internet fixed, so we're all good.
We're back. We have the gallon of milk that we said we were going out for. We returned. What more do you want from us? Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Sheesh.
You just can't.
Take a chill pill.
For real. We left for 2 weeks, and you act like we just walked out on you, but no, we're here. No. I was in Seattle, and then JB was, of course, dealing with tech issues. So.
Yeah, I pretty much should have displaced cable from my neighbor. It would have been faster than what I had.
It's better than displacing your neighbor. So
it is. So don't do that. It's illegal, by the way. Don't do that.
That's the next step, though. So watch out, Steve, which I assume your neighbor's name is Steve.
That's actually the guy across the street. Good guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we'll see. Okay. A lot to get into today. Actually, not terribly a lot, but we got some things to discuss. Obviously, since no North Wharf episode last week, we have those episodes to discuss. We have the Amazing Rudy. We have the Crapopolis episode, which name escapes me at the moment. We have New York Comic-Con that just happened, so we have news from that. We have, like JB was saying, no new episodes this past Sunday, so not the news. So really just recapping a bunch of old stuff. And then we're wondering why you people won't buy our Halloween merchandise, but that's neither here nor there. We'll figure that out.
Yeah. We've officially entered the sports zone on Fox for the next foreseeable couple months of football, baseball.
I thought you were going to say we've entered the indifference zone now. That's usually where I live. But, yeah. Floppy, don't you make a mess.
Hey, Carissa, welcome. Glad you got that shift off.
Oh, shoot, that's right. Why don't I have the chat up?
I don't know.
Carissa, hi. Long time no see. Finally got the Monday shift. Oh, Bet, hello.
Yeah, and Chelsea's just being Team Mike always. It's fine.
Oh, K-Rod. I was like, I don't recognize who Carissa is, but hello. K-Rod. It's been a while. Hello.
It has.
Hey, Homer.
It makes sense if you read the name.
I don't. Not my job.
I didn't get that. I knew it.
Name's not in the notes.
Yep. If you didn't make the notes, you're not in it.
You didn't make the notes? Don't care. If you're not Team Mike,
what's up, Homer?
Not on my checklist. Hello, Homer. Okay, so we're also having a special guest on tonight.
Yeah, we are.
Michael Anderson. If you've seen a couple of our posts on our Instagram page last couple of days, he's been doing the amazing anime intro and outros. So we're going to have him on tonight. We're going to discuss his work, how he goes about making those amazing things, and his love for Bob's. We're just going to hang out and have fun with it. Let's see. Foxglove says trivia tonight or just discussion. We're just doing discussions.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be it for tonight, Foxglove. No trivia tonight. Sorry. Homer says, I guess there probably won't be a new Thanksgiving episode for Bob's Burgers this year. Can't wait to see AJ and Pester return. And I have to see that press release. I saw that there was something posted on the futon, but that ain't an official press release, and they won't link to it. So I got to know where that information came from.
Yep, that's exactly what we're looking for. We're super excited if it's all true and real and awesome because we would love to know who the new Jimmy is. But until we get that full release or that disclosed message from Lauren that said, "Hey, by the way, here's Jimmy Pesto," once that happens, we will blow up social media.
Because usually usually like the Wikia will post from Fox Flash, which Fox Flash does all the press releases. Fox Flash hasn't released a press release yet. So I'm not sure where Futon got it from. Not saying it's not true. Not saying it's true. We just want to vet our sources before we start putting anything out there. So as soon as that is either confirmed or denied, we will do the same here.
And for Thanksgiving episodes, I know that there's a whole thing that they're trying to figure out where it's like they want to alternate holidays.
JB, shut it down. JB, shut it down.
That's been happening for seasons.
Shut it down, JB. You got to trust me on this one. Of course, not to cut you off, JB, but I think you know. Or maybe you don't.
I do, but at the same time, there are seasons where we don't have a Christmas episode or we don't have this, and that's normal.
Yeah, but we don't know what we have this season.
This is true.
Is what I'm getting. Yeah, is what I'm getting.
Yeah, I get it.
Amazing is a really good episode. Like Fire Knocking Out. Well, they'll probably keep it a secret until the new episode premieres. Maybe that November 5th is still 3 weeks away, so there's really no reason for them to release any kind of press release at the moment for an episode that's still a little less than a month away. So who knows? It could come out tomorrow. And if so, we will run with that story. But as of right now, Futon Critic is not an official source. So
much like we are not either.
We are not, but at least we get our sources from official sources.
That is
or we
true.
get our news from official sources. Yada, 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 yada. Bada, bada, bada. Okay. Where are you hearing that, Homer? Again, everything you say I take as you preface it by saying, I think. Unless you have a source, then let us know.
But we'd love the source if you got it.
Yeah. I assume everything that you're coming with is mostly just I think or I believe, which is fine. That's what we do here. We are all pure speculation. Let's get into it. New York City Comic-Con happened this past weekend. Bob's, the Great North, they didn't have a presence there other than the Toddland booth. The big Fox shows were, of course, Crapopolis, which showed off episode 5, I believe, which is set to air. Yeah, it's set to air next week.
Yep.
And
they also got a Dan Harmon signing.
They got a surprise Dan Harmon signing at the Toddland Animation Domination booth. And then the big thing we got was Grimmsburg. Finally, after years and years of talk, we finally got news on Grimmsburg. Sorry, I'm trying to keep
an animated series.
Yes. I'm trying to keep a side eye out for my dog wherever the hell she went off to. So Grimmsburg, we've known about it for a couple of years. We finally got a trailer for it. We got a panel for it. For those of you unaware, Grimmsburg, I was hoping to show you the trailer here, but the video wouldn't load. Essentially, it seems like, what did you do? It seems like a Twin Peaks, X-Files.
That's the vibe I got.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine kind of show. Have you seen the trailer?
I did. I think it looks like everything you described is the way I would describe it. Twin Peaks-esque, definitely got like the creepy, weird, kind of like awkward David Lynchian vibe, which is normal. The X-Files vibe I did feel too, with like the weird creature, like the weird people.
Yeah. When I say X-Files, I mean like a tinge of the paranormal or supernatural.
Yes.
More towards the Twin Peaks vibe. So I probably should have said that.
And Scooby-Doo, I think it is going to be a little like Scooby-Doo, Mike Tyson mystery kind of feel.
Yeah, I'm getting those vibes. What are your initial thoughts just based on the trailer?
I mean, I liked it, which is a good start. I liked Crapopolis' trailer as well. So for me, it looks solid. I think the only thing I'd be concerned about is longevity, and also like, as long as they don't do the Twin Peaks thing, just don't give away who did what in this second season and ruin it for everybody. Like, keep it going. And as long as they keep having more dynamic, basically just writing. As long as the writing can grab you and keep you coming back, I think it'd be a solid show. It's got to be funny. it's got to also have a little bit of that vibe where it's like creepy and spooky, but also just well written.
I think even if it falls into the trap of Twin Peaks, where it kind of gives away its overall mystery, I think it'll be okay because it's a cartoon, and they can always say, "Oh, well, now the Loch Ness Monster's moving in next door," because it is a silly cartoon. It's not based in any kind of reality or anything. To the point that Grimsburg's detective partner, who is played by Kevin Michael Richardson, Detective George Summers, is a robot, or a cyborg.
Cyborg. A mouth.
Yeah, so clearly we're not in the Bob's Burgers world where
it's
once we give away everything.
Some form of reality.
Yeah. So
am I okay if the Loch Ness Monster is an associate detective or the chief of police? Yeah, I think that'd be hysterical, but
if he is
it's played by the right person.
And he better have a freaking British accent. Otherwise, what are we doing?
Well, I mean, we shouldn't gender Nessie. I mean, we don't know, but
well, British isn't a gender, JB.
I know, but I said he.
Oh,
I should just.
Okay, yeah, no,
my bad. I'm addressing mine. Thank you.
That's on you. You're the piece of crap. Okay, cool.
Thank you.
I thought it was dope. The cast. Okay, so first off, it premieres January 7th, which is a Sunday, which is weird. Not weird.
It's a stacked lineup.
It's a stacked lineup of. At that point, you'll have it's a doubleheader NFL Sunday. It means there's an afternoon game and an evening game. If the evening game runs into overtime or late, there's no way that a show at 7:30 is going to be shown. So does that mean Crapopolis is going to get bumped to 7:30 and this will take place at 8:30? Does it mean that
I think that's how it's gone in the past. I think they bumped it back. But then I also have to say I've definitely jumped on and after a football game has ended and they're like midway through a Simpsons episode. So Fox doesn't seem to be like, no, we're not giving you free airtime. So
it's weird because I don't know at that point will be if schedules remain true, I think that'll put us like episode 12 of Crapopolis. And I don't know how many episodes season 1's going to have, and I doubt it'll be wrapped by January 7. What another alternative could be is an episode of Bob's gets held towards the end of the season to make up for the fact that there's not 22 episodes.
Exactly. I think we may be getting quite a bit of that, actually. I think we're going to have some weeks where there's just no cartoons, no animation domination because they're running short on episodes for certain things.
That's the thing. Like, I gotta figure that they have an entirety of season 1 done for Grimsburg. Yeah. So they're not gonna show it January 7th and then hold it for the spring.
No, that'd be a horrible introduction to a show you're trying to launch.
And then at the same time, Crapopolis will still be in its run. Assuming Bob's will still be in its run. Family Guy and Simpsons will still be in their runs. Where does The Great North fit in if Wendy is saying that they'll be back Sundays in January, which is tentative. There's nothing set in stone. That's just what she believes is going to happen. But how does all of that fit into a stacked NFL season that doesn't end until February 22nd, I think it was, which is Super Bowl Sunday.
True, but also I do remember there being a break between the playoff and Super Bowl. I think it's like 2 weeks or 3 weeks long.
No, so how it's gone in the past is there's been the championship series, which obviously determines who goes to Super Bowl. Then they have the Pro Bowl, which isn't even a game at this point. It's just like
that's just garbage.
And then we have freaking the Super Bowl on February 22nd. Now, I had mentioned this in our chat with me.
They also have baseball too, don't they? Are they still the ones who hold the ALS and then now they got rid of it?
Oh, no. Well, no. Baseball ends in October.
I just figured they'd have that too, but.
Oh, no. Baseball ends in October and then picks back up in April.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So
that's all right. NASCAR is also not part of that. But yeah, I thought Nick was. I'm along the same page as Nick. I thought there was a month break, but maybe there isn't. So I thought ESPN hosted the Pro Bowl.
Let's see. 2023 NFL schedule.
I got to think. It could also be staggering shows where it could be like Great North is this week, Grimsburg is the next week, and they just kind of stagger them for a little bit until.
Now, the one thing that I had mentioned in our chat between me, you, and Adam on our Facebook chat there is the Super Bowl isn't held on Fox this year. So that's not it's going to be on CBS. So that's really not an issue. But at the same time, well, I don't know, because, I mean, it's not going to be on Fox. So conflicting schedules won't be an issue. They won't have anything to show on at that time. So, I mean, they might as well just put their cartoons out. So I don't know. Hold on, I got the NFL playoff schedule here. Okay, so here we go. Wild card round.
Eras tour? Is that what we're going over?
Say that again.
Extended Taylor Swift, Kansas City Chiefs Eras tour.
Oh my God, I feel so embarrassed for the NFL right now. Okay, so division rounds will be January 20th, 21st. That's a Saturday, Sunday. Then the AFC and then the championship games are the 28th. So yeah, okay. So we have a couple weeks because we have the championship games are January 28th, which is a Sunday. Then February 11th, sorry, not the 22nd, but February 11th is the Super Bowl. So 28, 29, 30. So yeah, you're looking at about 2 weeks between the championship series and the Super Bowl, which they'll squeeze the Pro Bowl in the middle there.
Yeah. Nick, what team are you rooting for at this point? There's, I think, only 2 winless teams at this point.
Ooh.
Hopefully Nick's not a Broncos fan or a Panthers fan. Well, we'll find out in a little bit.
Let's see, going through NASCAR, USFL. USFL ain't going to do shit. That'll get bounced out just as quick as XFL did. And no amount of money from The Rock can fix that. Nope. Futon Critic. Again, Futon Critic is not an official source until we see it from Fox themselves.
Because usually, we look for sources that they list where they got it, or they name someone who gave them the information. So,
yeah,
that's what we look for.
Yeah. So again, all we need for them is to say, "Hey, this is where we got it from," and then we'll run with it.
Yeah, because we just don't want to build up people's hopes. Like, we just don't want to become that clickbait.
Oh yeah, no, 20%.
Which Bob's Burgers character wears a white T-shirt underneath their outfit, and it's like they all do. And it's like nobody cares at that point.
Yeah.
Look
one
what
winless
this character
now.
said to this person.
Ooh, poor Panthers. That sucks. You guys got
they're bad.
I don't know how you guys. I mean, I got my own issues to worry about in Washington. I don't know how your quarterback's lining up. I know you guys were very big on him, and I don't know, is he just shit in the bed? Holly Sussinger's been writing great episodes
He's written some great episodes throughout the years.
Yeah, so
does John too. Big John's done some great episodes, especially in the early seasons.
Yeah, and actually, I'm glad.
Oh, they beat Washington pretty bad. It sounds like. So who
Carolina? We didn't play Carolina. What are you talking about?
Carolina's winless. So no, that's Yahoo's saying that's the only winless team left.
Oh! I'm sorry. Wait,
Nick's team beat the Commanders, but has not won in a long time. It sounds like.
Who's your team, Nick?
The Bears. The Bears.
Okay. Yeah.
Is it a Justin Fields problem or is it an organization problem? Coming from being an Ohio State Buckeye person, I don't necessarily know.
Not to turn this into football talk, I think it's a Justin Fields problem. Texans are again there. Texans are going to suck for
We
Falcons.
We gotta get back to our cartoons.
Yeah,
this is getting too much sports ball.
So, Grimsburg. Back to Grimsburg real quick. The cast is lining up as such. We have John Hamm, who plays Marvin Flute, who is the lead character there. Grimsburg, of course, is the name of the town that he goes back to. Let's see. Aaron Hayes plays Harmony Flute. Rachel Dratch, of course, of SNL fame, is Stan Flute, which I believe is John Hamm's character's ex-wife. Alan Tudyk, of course, plays Dr. Rufus Pentos / Mr. Flesh. So clearly, either that character is one and the same and has an alter ego, or he plays two separate characters. I don't know.
Alan will do that. He plays a lot of robots and cyborgs and stuff, so I expect that.
Where's Abby? Chelsoms. Ooh, Chelsoms. We don't know. We don't know. She's got her own life, so I haven't checked the Discord, but I'm sure she's got something going on. We'll check with her later.
Yeah, last time it was class stuff, so
yeah, or fired her, and that would have been a JB call. So I don't know.
Whoa!
I'm not HR here. I'm not HR. That's JB's.
Sure, I don't do HR stuff.
That explains so much. That explains why I've been able to stay on the show for 2 years. Kevin Michael Richardson, of course, plays Detective Greg Summers, who's freaking Marvin's partner. And then Greg Chun plays Lieutenant John Kang. I'm excited for it. I like the premise. I like any of those spooky mystery shows. John Hamm, I'm fine with John Hamm. I got no issues with him. So yeah, we'll see. Like we've been saying, that January schedule's getting very crowded.
It is.
So I don't know.
I'll be interested to see how they pick the lineup and how it all works, because that's complicated.
And again, I keep harking back to our private chats and our messenger group. If you have so many shows, divide them up between the spring and the summer timelines.
Exactly. We've talked about that the lineup in the fall is stacked.
It is, and that's where they got to premiere all their shows. Yeah, and you don't premiere shows in the summer. It's like releasing a movie in January. No. You do that when you know it's going to fail.
Exactly. It's not going to be good for you, for your show, for the views, everything.
No, so I'm interested. We can say, and this is obviously confirmed, the Great North does have a season 4. It's not canceled. The show is coming back. We just don't know when, and clearly nobody does either. Well, not nobody. There are rumblings. Of course, Wendy says January. Sleep. Homer. In the animated clip for the first episode of Grimsburg, Stan trying to get his parents back together, but who knows if we'll see that actually happen.
The first episodes are always interesting because you definitely want to bring in as many characters as you can to introduce them, get to know them a little bit, and then drop us off into the story and kind of hint at what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And we don't even know if this is going to be, is this like a linear plot, or is it going to jump around a lot, or is it going to be like Bob's, or it's just a reoccurring like thing? So we just kind of have to see what they come up with.
And here, while we're at it, I'll go ahead and read off the official synopsis of the show, and we can just go from there. Grimsburg centers on Marvin Flute, played by John Hamm, described as maybe the greatest detective to ever catch a cannibal clown and correctly identify a mid-century modern armoire. But there's one mystery he still can't crack himself. To do that, he must return to Grimsburg, a town where everyone has a secret or three, and redeem himself in the eyes of his fellow detectives. Oh, shit. Hold on. His ferocious ex-wife and his lovably unstable son. The show also stars... Stop fucking voting. The show also stars all the people I mentioned before. So it sounds like him... Obviously, he's left Grimsburg for greener pastures. He's come back to either smooth things over with his family, or some mystery has brought him back to Grimsburg, or so I don't know. It's fairly vague, but excited from what I've seen so far. Okay. And then Crapopolis was at New York Comic Con as well, but they didn't really do anything new except show off the new episode that's coming out this coming Sunday. So really no news to drop there. Nothing on Bob's, nothing on the Great North, and so we're all kind of in the dark until January.
It's one of these weird periods where there's not much going on, but we had some, as people point out, some big heavy hitters for Bob's in the episodes, and also Crapopolis has done some pretty good episodes along the way as well.
It's weird because there's no news to share, but there's so much going on. We have new episodes of all these shows. We have new shows coming out, but we have no solid news to give about anything.
Except, did anybody get their Toddland Halloween shirts or those cool pins or order pins? Those Halloween pins were super nice.
Looking at you, chat. I have they shipped out their New York Con stuff already, or no? They're waiting until after Con to do that, right? Just like they do with San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the
you
only
get them
stuff
if you were there. If not, you ordered it; it'll get shipped out after Con.
Okay, so the only thing people would have gotten at this point would have been the Burger of the Day Halloween shirts.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough. I know Adam got his. The pin looks fun. Of course, it's the jack-o'-lantern with the burger carved into it.
Nice, spooky.
Were you able to order one?
I was not able to get one. I need to go through my closet and really do a cleanse.
Maybe we need to do a from North to Wharf garage sale one of these days.
Oh God. Ugh.
Got a lot of.
Know. I still have to make room for all this other stuff that I have, and there's more stuff over there. Have you ever seen Adam's room? Oof.
Let's see. Homer says for some reason Stan Flute thinks there's an imaginary friend. This was real, though. This was a skeleton for some reason. Where are you seeing that, Homer? Is there an animatic that we don't know about? Chelsea's. I didn't even look at them. Trying not to buy new shit until.
That's where I'm at. I need to go through my stuff.
I just stopped buying stuff. As far as like shirts go, I have too many T-shirts of every kind of fandom out there.
Most people like collect shoes or hats, like Mike does.
Yeah,
hats. But I usually was T-shirts, and it's gotten to a point where I have way too many, so it's time to do a little bit of a purge.
Well, Chelsea, I'm not sure if you follow Toddland closely. Well, we retweet them as well, but they will have a Thanksgiving drop coming out. Obviously, I believe they're going to do a Christmas one as well. I no official word on that, but Todd has mentioned Thanksgiving. So here comes another drop, which is great because as Bob's fans, we know merch is few and far between for us. So it's fun to be getting stuff year round instead of those.
Especially like those fun holiday drops. Like I still have my Quirky Turkey shirt and I wear it every Christmas. I enjoy it. So I'm excited to see what else they put out there. Yeah, just keep checking it out, Chelsea's. Like, he drops a lot of stuff, or he'll ask people, like, he's pulled sometimes, been like, anyone got any burgers of the day ideas? Anybody got this or that? So just keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Or he'll be like, oh, man, Todd found an old box in the back. Does anybody want these?
Todd always finds boxes in the back. And as somebody who's been to Toddland, I can tell you there are a lot of boxes to be found in the back.
Yes, K-Rod. Yes. God bless Toddland.
God bless Todd. Todd and Toddland are amazing. So yeah, that's the New York City Comic-Con roundup. Episode talk. Well, let's we'll talk about Crapopolis, and then we'll get into the heavy episode of Bob's Burgers, of course.
Yeah.
Rudy. Crapopolis last week.
Prometheus.
We met Prometheus, which I was a fan of. Turns out that him and Hannah Waddingham had an affair. They were a thing back in the day, and she stole the fire apparently. And then we find what's her face is Cyclops. Give me a name.
Oh, I'm blanking on her name. I'm having a you moment.
Yeah,
I like know all the other ones. Well, I think it's because I don't have her pin from Comic-Con. I have everybody else's except hers.
That's why. Sorry, folks. I don't remember names. You know this by now. So Cyclops, we find out that she is indeed a Cyclops. If you were here,
I love the eye placement, by the way. That was fun. It's just.
We had Miranda on here. I had mentioned that. I was like, hey, usually the Cyclops has a center eye. Hers is off to here. Does she not have an eye under there? And she said that we would find out. And we found out. She does indeed have one eye. She's estranged from her father, who is eventually killed by
Schlub.
Schlub. Matt Berry. Sorry, I said Todd Berry. Stupendous. There you go. I was going to say superior, but that doesn't make sense.
No.
So we've had, up to this point, we've had 4 episodes. I could honestly say this is probably my second favorite episode that we've had so far, of the 4. Solid episode.
Thanks, Adam, for giving us the name after I looked.
Thank you. So I like the episode. Crapopolis for me isn't on the trajectory of like the Great North and how it just kept getting better and better and better and better and better. This is more of a steady increase. Like it's a steady incline of it's okay. I can see where it's going. Okay, that one's a little funnier than the last. Yada 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 yada.
I think she was an older sister, but half sister.
Oh no, I'm seeing comments. I'm only seeing half comments, so I keep trying to. I'm gonna guess that there are going to be an anthology episode or maybe an episode about looking China. Ooh, you haven't seen a lot of people in a while. Terrence's 29 years old. Terrence might be older than him. Yeah, maybe. No, height has nothing to do with age. I'm older than JB, and he's much taller than me.
That's true. My boy. And I like the humor for Crapopolis. It is growing on me more and more and more.
Yes.
I also enjoyed Schlub made a good comment in this episode where he's just like they throw rocks at the other island. He's like, oh wait, it's because they don't have depth perception. And it's like that's right, because they never are gonna hit it. And Hippo has great one-liners. He's like the G. Then when he hits them, they're good. Like he's crazy. Like after Hippo's like blown shit up, like killed so many creatures and things, he's like he's crazy.
Schlub is definitely my favorite. Hippocampus is very close second as far as, and then Deliria, Hannah Waddingham is a very close third for me. So yeah, I'm enjoying each episode more than the previous. So I like where it's going. It's not like other shows with equally impressive casts that have failed to capture my attention right out of the doggy door. So
that's what you did there.
Did you? Cool. It was subtle, but cool. I ordered that one too. Yeah. I would say Crapopolis could dunk on the show as well. Did there.
Good jokes.
Thank you. My only gripe, and as I have a gripe, it'll grow on me eventually, is still the opening credits. It looks amazing. The music's good. I just don't think the two go together. So I don't. But such a.
And again, you never know. They may change or add, like they did with the Great North and other shows.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'll build on. So yeah, I like the show so far, and I like where it goes, especially from all the little bits that Peter and Miranda have been telling us in our previous interviews. So it's exciting to see where we go from there. Still not sure how many episodes, and we know they got 3 seasons greenlit, and Grimsburg has 2. So
yep.
I don't know. We got a lot more years of these shows, so but luckily they're good so far.
Yes, Nick, you are correct. We're going to talk about the amazing Bob's Burgers season 14 because it really has been great.
Because Nick wants to talk about it. Let's
We gotta talk about it because Nick wants to talk about it.
Get it, Jesus.
Gotta talk about the filet of the episodes, the good stuff.
We might as well just rename the show from Nick to Wharf now. Just talk about what Nick wants to talk about.
From North to Nick.
From North to Nick. Joking, of course. Love you, buddy. Let's get into it. Bob's Burgers, Season 14, Episode 2, The Amazing Rudy. Sorry, I have no ability to separate my attention here. First half is incredible, bro.
ADHD at its finest.
I guess. Yeah, I'm going to self-diagnose myself. I don't know. I'm so quirky like that. For the first half is incredible, bro. Only 2 episodes in.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. I think they tested it with the radio episode. I think they tested those waters, and I think they got a good reception. So they're like, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. And I think it pays. Rudy's episode is stellar.
Now, I agree. It was a great episode.
I know. We've talked about it. You have your feeling about it.
I have my feelings, and maybe
what
it's
are these
because
these feelings that I have?
What is this rage that's building inside of me?
Those are feelings. People have those. You have feelings, don't you?
You know what's funny is I was just watching It's Always Sunny. I should have been watching the other episodes, but I was watching It's Always Sunny before I came on here.
It's a good buff.
Okay, so The Amazing Rudy. For those of you who didn't watch it, put your fingers in your ears. We're going full spoiler town. Rudy's parents separated, of course. We're having which appears to be a monthly, maybe weekly dinner between parents and partners.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, he's feeling
partners Rudy's dad, Sylvester, has brought to the dinner table.
And
Mom's a little more stable with hers.
Chelsums, your team Mike, we don't disagree on things, okay? It does not matter what I'm about to say. You're ride or die, so buckle in.
Signed up for this.
You signed up for this. You bought the t-shirt. Okay, so this clearly isn't the first time that this dinner's been happening. It's alluded to that this is this week's one or whatever. So I'm not quite sure why Rudy feels extra pressure here. Clearly Rudy's dad has had different partners between now and the divorce, so it's not a new partner that he's trying to address. So I'm not quite sure what's his deal? What's his problem now?
There's just a lot of pressure for him. You can see from the background shot when they go back through all the other dinners, there's a lot of pressure on him to keep the peace. Me and Adam and you were talking, and I do agree that kind of Rudy plays the Teddy role. He's the waffle, and they're the waffle maker. He's trying to make it work.
Yes,
he doesn't want to. He knows he can't save them and bring them back together, but he wants it to feel like it used to. He just wants it to feel normal.
But that's the thing. We've seen in the flashback there was never a normal. The normal was always
the first one was okay because they were kind of cool with each other. Mom and Dad were still happy.
They were sitting on the same side of the
table. Yeah, once they were on opposite sides, it's over. That was probably their first family where they weren't together meal.
Yeah, but again, if like this, now we don't know the timeline of Bob's. All these episodes could take place, all 14 seasons could take place in the span of a half an hour in this world, for all we know. His parents didn't just get divorced, unless we're time hopping here, and this is like a week after or something. So I'm not quite sure why this one is any more pressure than the previous ones.
I think Carissa may have been onto that because it seems like this is the first one where Dad is bringing his person and Mom has labeled him boyfriend. So things are probably going to change with Mom a little bit. Like she seems to be getting pretty serious with. I can't remember his name, but she's getting pretty serious with him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fair enough.
So I think that might be the difference. Is it used to just be the two of them, and now it's partners. Because their family is changing.
Fair enough. So I I enjoyed the episode. Thoroughly enjoyed the episode. That was a great episode. Now, with the build-up, we had Drew, of course, who works on the show, saying this one made him cry. This was the first episode that made him cry because he had a personal attachment to it. Maggie Harbaugh also chimed in, sharing the same sentiment as well. This episode didn't make me cry. I not because I understand the situation. I get Rudy being put in that awkward position, but as like a child, not of divorce. Like my parents didn't split up; they're together. I can't tap into that emotion that other people can because it's not my story to be.
I'll be there for that part. That's fine.
Okay, cool. Not
I was
to say
about to
that
joke,
I can't.
like, not all of us have been hit by a car at 3 and toughened up.
Yeah. So when that Bob's episode comes on, then yeah, I'll talk about it. But no, not that I can't empathize with him being in a shitty situation where he's trying to keep things together and they're not happening. I get that. I just can't emotionally tap into somebody else's story if I haven't lived it. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. Again, if Rudy joins the Marine Corps or gets hit by a car, I'm your guy. Come talk to me. I'll tell you what they messed up. But
yeah. And that's usually, Carissa, the people that I've like worked with in the past through my job have expressed they were always in that Rudy role. And I think that's why I didn't cry, but I got teary when he looked to the bathroom and then looked at the exit and decided he was leaving. And I was like, oh, Rudy boy. And then he went to the Belchers.
Yeah,
and
coward.
I think there's a lot of moments in this episode that he was looked towards the Belchers, kind of like what Adam's saying, not as part of a happy family, but like his model of a happy family. And wanting that and just wanting to be celebrated like Gene was and to be accepted like Tina and Louise are, and just to like feel that both parents are into it and like are all about it. Mm-hmm. I think he misses that more than anything.
Yeah.
Also, all the complicatedness. Bob and Linda did a great job with that. With are you with your dad this weekend or your mom? And he's like, it doesn't matter. He's just like, he's so over it. He's like, just want it to be simple.
I gotta wonder if they have like a loose arrangement, because I mean we see Rudy always with his dad. I gotta figure it's like a we're not gonna.
They probably do a decent job co-parenting, it looks like. Like even when they were separate on ends of the table, he did his magic trick and they both clapped and like were really happy and excited. Like it seems like they try to co-parent him very well. It's just the dynamic is changing with partners now.
Yeah, and I think Rudy is now at that age where he's old enough to know what's happening and old enough to process what's happening.
I think that was part of it too. It's a good call out.
Even at like a younger age, you're not mature enough to understand all the feelings in the world. You just know that, this person's no longer here. So I can see that. My gripe, and I think the worst person in this episode by far, I got nothing there. I was going to say Louise.
Is Teddy. He drove by and didn't offer Rudy a ride.
Didn't do anything. That monster.
We would never throw Larry under the bus like that.
Okay, Carissa. Okay. Yes, I 100% agree. Louise was a great friend in here. I hated how they did that. I felt they dropped the ball there and they could have done so much more with that. I'm not saying, we need a burn down bento box. They don't know what they're doing with the show anymore. I feel they dropped the Louise ball here, and let me explain why as I go through the other things. All right,
this is Mike's uninterrupted rant. Begin.
Also talk about how great Louise was a friend essential for sure. Character development. Yeah, character development. It was good to see Rudy's mom for the first time. I also felt hiring the voice actress they did for her was a waste. She's too good for that, unless they're going to bring her back. Here is my gripe with how they handled Luis in this episode. There was so much character build up. You could see it in Luis. You can see it when like at that end where they're all and they were going to bring Rudy back to the restaurant. Luis is like, "Hey, let me do it. I got it. I'll handle it. 10 out of 10. High five. We're going to go do it. We're children. Let us walk." After they left, Luis and Rudy are walking, and I see both sides of the coin. I'm mad that they played the coin that they did. Luis should have asked Rudy what was wrong. Luis should have not pried, but showed that she was picking up on the signs that Rudy was laying down. He wasn't in a good place. He was having a bad night. Maybe he needed to vent. Maybe he needed to talk something out. But Luis kind of just played the whole, well, what do you think about dinner? You think there's going to be desserts? Blah, 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 playing the all shucks role, which I get. Maybe Rudy doesn't want to talk about his feelings. That's fine, too. That's the other side of the coin that they could have played. I felt for Luis's character growth, she should have asked that question. Hey, are you all right?
So, Carissa, I'm on the same boat you are, but
no
this thing. Just so he gets it out. He doesn't get it out. It's not a good thing. So we have to.
You go on. I'm gonna read the comments here. Go.
You good? Are you good? Okay.
I think I'm good.
Okay. I am glad K-Rod's back because I completely agree with that statement. Honestly,
K-Rod's your band.
I think it could have been quiet. I think it could have just been that musical number. And I think they could have just showed the two of them joking and talking. And then finally it gets a little serious because you can show all that. And then maybe Rudy does kind of get a little teary. I wanted Luis almost just like give him like a hug before he walks back in the restaurant and then goes in.
Okay, so we're arguing the same thing. Just I wanted
just a little. I think it was fine because it's like she's just trying to like basically distract him and take him to his like magic stuff, things he's good at, the things he likes. She's trying to make him feel good. But also, I think it's a missed opportunity to have that sentimental moment between the two characters because she really gets him. She volunteered to take him because she knows how uncomfortable he is. And now she is the person that he invited to this dinner. So now it's like more like everyone brought somebody. And that's great. But I wanted to have that hug. I think it would have been important. Even
if it was just as right before she put her hand on his shoulder.
Literally, that's what I was looking for. Or even like just holds his hand as he walks in to be like, it's going to be okay.
Yeah. Something to show that Luis is emotionally mature enough because she picked up on the subtle hint.
She definitely got it. I think it was just that extra little push. And maybe they didn't want to push that too much because people might be like, oh, look at them. They're in like relationship. They get it. She's all about Rudy. But it's like, I think it's more she got Rudy at an emotional level. She understands where he's coming from.
And people who were saying that thing that JB just said don't have friends and they don't understand what friends are about.
Because it could have been just the music. It was fine enough.
It could have.
And Bob's has done stuff without without any talking, and it's been good.
It's been something. It
was fine. They did it with Plight of Christmas. It was perfect.
Okay, no, I'm thinking of the
robot.
The robot episode. But yeah, that's what I wanted, and that's what I was disappointed in the episode. Is Luis not getting that emotional "I'm here for you" thing. We all picked it up. It was subtle. It was there. But again, a simple hand on the shoulder or a simple nod, simple like. We got that look in her face, like right before she said, "Hey, I'll walk Rudy. Don't worry about it. I have a gun," or whatever she said.
Brass knuckles.
Brass knuckles.
I like that comment too, where Bob's like, "What about siblings getting knuckled?" She's like, "Don't worry about them."
Yeah. Shipping of any child, cartoon or not, is gross and knocking off people. Chelsoms, they can hug and not be in love.
I would even have been fine if they went back to talking. Like maybe Rudy had zoned out and Louise is just talking and he's just listening. And then she's like, "You ready to go back in there, Rudes?" And then if he's just like, "What?" She's like, "Do you need me to slap you?" He's like, what? No. And it's like, yeah, I'm just kidding. And then just hugs him instead and walks in.
Or even like a freaking like Rudy, just like before he goes in, just like turn and goes, thank you.
Yep.
And then boom, we're back. But no, Bob's, you have fallen off completely on your writing. You have given us not what we've wanted. But
that's also a decent point, Yahoo. Bob comes from a family where a parent was missing. You could definitely have that moment. And it could have been a good car ride in there where Bob just overhears the two of them and he's just like, that's my girl, and he drops her off. Like, that would have been good too. It's like she gets it, he understood, like she stood up, like basically took on the job and did what was needed.
Yeah, I think
there's
it's
a
more
lot of different things we could do, but I think Rudy being walked by Louise alone was huge. And I think it's just that little, I mean, we have to give something critique wise, and that's really just it. That's the little bit. And then Mike saying like, yeah, we hired this person for 2 lines. I think they need more. I hope we get more.
I think it's, regardless of what Rudy and Bob may share on like an emotional level, it would never be as impactful as Louise.
No, Louise means everything to Rudy.
Yeah,
that's his ride or die friend. That's the friend that he cares about more than anything.
Yeah, like are Bob and Rudy now going to hang out? Go like, hey, our parents aren't together either. No, they're not. They're not. That's not a thing for them to bond over. So it was definitely. I like that. I don't know. I can't remember if Tina got one, but every Belcher got a moment with Rudy. Linda,
I think she did.
Okay, Linda like asked Rudy's opinion on something, and he seemed to like be taken aback, like, "Oh, she cares what I think." Gene, when they invited him to dinner, and they were like hand over shoulder, looking at the casserole. Louise obviously had her thing. I think Bob just played the role of the dad just fine. I can't remember what Tina did.
Good callback, Chalsons.
I thought maybe Bob, Louise, and Rudy would walk together, throwback to the Amazon room at the museum. Could be. And then
I would have been fine too if Bob literally just followed behind them at a distance and just watched them. And we're just watching it from his perspective, and they hug, and he's just like, and then just turns around and walks home.
I like that we got Bob and Linda watching from the window. It was the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm. It's the same thing, just differently done. But the intention's there. They're proud of her.
Yeah. I don't know if the with Bob and Liz would work, mainly because then they'd have to walk back. And then we'd have to follow Bob, and then we'd have to get that exposition dump. With Luis doing it, it's all kind of just told in the movements and the music. And
I do remember, now that you brought up the museum episode, Chelsea's, the whole like, this is regular size Rudy. Why do they call you that? I mean, just look at me. Just like, it's so good. But he's grown up quite a bit.
Well, solid episode. The first 2 episodes have been really good.
And everyone, take a minute to, when you watch these episodes, look at the lighting, look at the shadow work, look at the exposition of a lot of these episodes, like the bird flying in this episode and giving us the street view. The first episode with like the pan view of the town and the change in aspect ratios. They're really putting a lot of detail into these episodes because they're good quality. They're almost like movie quality at this point. So I want to give them props where they deserve it. The animation team and guys have stepped it up.
Yeah, for sure. I've reached out to our guest here who hasn't come through yet, so I'm not quite sure. We may have to bump a week. It's getting late already. So we'll figure that out. The tails and everything off like that. Because he's Gene and he's ridiculous.
See, I was all about it when he first said it. I was like, okay, it's like a loaded potato, stacked potatoes, cheese, meat. Probably pretty good. Then there was the bagel, raisin bagel, and random other weird things that Gene had her put in that lasagna where I was like, no, I'm done with it. I was open to it, not anymore. But I did like that they said it was like a 50-pound dish. It would be. It'd weigh a ton. It would take forever to cook.
Sorry, I'm resending the email.
But I guess it'd be like, has anybody ever had the baked potato pizza before? Like Mellow Mushroom makes it, and a couple other places, like local places, make it.
Screw Mellow Mushroom. Sorry. Screw Mellow Mushroom.
Hot take just came out of nowhere. They make a loaded potato pizza, and it puts you to sleep.
Yeah,
it's it's just too much.
I went to Mellow Mushroom once. Let me preface the story by saying
once, and I gave them this.
I said no. Unmellow mushroom. Let me
too mellow preface, for Mike. Let me
too mellow for me. Act like an adult. Times are rough. Let me preface this by saying I don't drink. There's no moral high ground here. I just don't like the taste of alcohol. And does that make me better than everybody? Probably. That's not for me to say. So I went there after a softball game, and everybody was hanging out, ordering food and whatnot. And they were like, "Oh, let's order a pitcher of beer." I was like, "All right, you guys, do you, boo-boo. I'm going to have a Coke, and I'll sit here and chill." The waitress comes back and then proceeds to spill the pitcher of beer all over me, the one person who doesn't drink. So I got to sit there and fucking beer, shorts, and a shirt and then drive home hoping I don't get pulled over because now I smell like a friggin' inside of a brewery.
Have you been drinking tonight, sir? No.
Sir. It got everywhere but inside my mouth. It got everywhere
in Florida,
but inside.
That would not go over well.
It got in every other orifice except my mouth, sir. Trust.
K-Rod, Mellow Mushroom is a big fan. Like it's like a pizza place. It's a pizza chain.
Yeah. It's a shitty pizza chain.
It's fine. Mike had a bad experience at probably a Florida pizza chain.
Of course, it's Florida. Okay.
There's probably a live alligator out back eating the trash.
Sorry, I gotta.
He got all heated. Now we gotta get back on track.
I swear to God, I'm gonna. This is TMI, too much inside baseball. I went to therapy, and my therapist asked me, "Hey, there he goes. Yeah, give us 1 second, bud." The therapist is like, "Hey, have you ever been diagnosed with ADD or ADHD?" And I was like, "No, nothing like that." And then he's like, "Okay, interesting." And she took a bunch of notes, and then something happened behind me out the window, and I turned around for like 5 minutes just trying to see what happened. She took more notes. So I'm pretty sure I have ADD, ADHD, or whatever. But I mean, who knows? Because I haven't been back yet. Sorry. Hold on. Okay. I feel there's a message coming to me.
Oh no! I just put one in there.
Okay. All right, everybody. Okay, JB, our guest is here.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to bring on our guest here, but let me give a quick little introduction, and then we'll bring him on, and then we will discuss all his amazing work and what's gone into it and how that all happens. If you've been following our Instagram page for the last couple days or our Twitter page or anything like that for the past couple days.
If you're not, you live under a rock.
If not, stop watching us and unfollow us because you're dead to us. Well, you haven't been following us in the first place, so I guess you wouldn't notice that. We've been posting these amazing anime intro outros that when I first saw them, it was retweeted by Simon Chong, of course, director from Bob's Burgers. I saw it. I was like, I saw it and I was like, oh, this is clearly something from the show. This is too good to be fan made. Clearly, this is somebody from Ben doing a project. Turns out, we were completely wrong. You too, JB. Don't act like you weren't. And these were fan-made pieces of animation art. So we reached out to the artist, and we have them on now. North to Wharfers from the world over, introducing the Bobist, a.k.a. Michael Anderson.
Hello.
Oh!
Hello.
How are you guys doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Doing pretty good.
Nice.
Now, Bobist, Michael, what do you prefer to be called?
You can call me Michael. It's totally fine.
Okay, there's two of us now. All right. CJB, you're out of here. I got a new host now.
2 mics. That's fine.
You're a Mike. I'm a Michael.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So let me ask you this. How long have you been watching Bob's? Like, what drew you to Bob's to begin with?
Oh, that question. That's a very interesting. So I actually, like a lot of fans, hated Bob's Burgers for like years. Watched season
Yeah.
one, it was like, okay, no. But then, literally, probably it's probably around season 9. I got into Bob's Burgers when season 10, between seasons 9 and 10.
Okay.
And it was because of Adult Swim, and Adult Swim kind of stayed in my background a lot. And I saw the episode The Haunting, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's top rated episode of Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, it's one of my faves, and I saw it, and it was pretty interesting. But nothing attracted me more to the show than my I underestimated Bob as a character, and so when I saw him in the end credits, and I saw them in the end credits, and they were dancing, they were trying to goad Bob to like join in, and then I'm just thinking like, of course he's not, like, he's Bob, he's boring, he's mundane. Then he turns around and joins in, and I'm like, okay, so I was wrong about you, and probably the show. This was amazing, and from there I've just binge watched, and I've been hooked ever since.
No, then you see him get to like the bleakening, and then you see Bob in the full outfit, and then he's just going along.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, he's definitely quite the character, more than what I would have anticipated going into the show, for sure.
Right. Now, at this point, we've all seen your work. You have a YouTube page, which we've been plugging. And I know in our interaction, you're like, I'm kind of new to the whole social media game. I checked your YouTube page. You're doing fine. You're doing great. You're doing good there. Much better than we are. But when we first saw it, we thought, holy shit, this is something directly from Mento, passion project. Your work is amazing. It's top notch. I'm sorry?
Oh, no, I said I definitely appreciate it. I don't know which audio source is being used here. I don't know if it's my webcam mic or my actual mic.
Oh, I have no idea. Wait, tap your mic again? I hear that. Yeah, I hear that. So it might be mic. Okay.
Okay, cool.
We don't know. We talk to animators from all these shows. We hear their side of the story. What does it take? Actually, hold on. I have so many questions in line in particular order, so I'm just shooting off the top. What made you want to start animating?
So let me clarify something, because I didn't want to. I didn't want there to be any confusion, okay? Because I tried to make this so clear that I'm not an animator. I'm an editor, right?
Okay.
I thought you were taking things and editing them and kind of putting them together.
So I took so it was really just kind of sitting down and like thinking of all of the episodes of Bob's Burgers, pulling the clips that I needed, pulling the character models that I needed. Like, for instance, with them walking, like if you look at the anime intro and they're walking in place, that was taken from episodes. I just kind of took the clip and kind of cut them out of their scene, and then just modify them, turn down opacity a little bit. So yeah, no, I'm in no way. I don't consider myself an artist. I just consider myself an editor.
That takes some creativity and some talent to do what you do.
No, I agree. It's just I feel like it's intuition more than anything. Just knowing what to use, how to place it, where does it go, and just really making it come together.
That sounds like Chris Fitzgerald. He's the editor on Bob's Burgers and worked for the movie, and he kind of said something similar. He's like, I don't consider myself to be like an artist or have any like purpose in being here, but I am really good at putting things where they need to go and making sure things are placed correctly and making sure that things work as smooth as possible and look as good as they can. Which is a skill. That's huge.
Yeah. So no, I mean, it takes a long time. It took like 3 weeks to make both of them.
It would have taken me months. So
yeah. Once you said you had to like source all these clips, I'm like, there's over 200 episodes.
God, no! That's the worst part is finding scenes. On both, I came so close to giving up like halfway through both of them because it's so stressful. Because I'm like, I can't think. I'm like, I'm out of ideas. I can't imagine. So I just take a nap and then get back to it, and I'm like, oh, I can use that. And so. Yeah, especially when I came across the. Have you guys seen the ding ding video on YouTube from a while back?
Yes.
Yeah, when I found that was a big problem solver for me because it fit the part of the song so perfectly. I was like, I can use this. I was like, that's perfect. So
that's another thing. The sound design in this, are those original pieces of music, or are they also sourced from somewhere else?
No. Yeah, none of this is original. That's why I say I'm just an editor.
It's an original composition. Let's say that.
No. Like for because I actually credit the artists in the intro.
Yeah, no, I mean your entirety of your project. The composition is you've done that. You took the sources, right. You put them all together. That's
you made it work.
Yeah.
So when you actually, let's start from the beginning. What made you want to do these?
That is a very good question too, and that was because once I rebranded as a Bob's Burgers YouTuber, I started off with doing top 10s, but those would take like 5 weeks in between to make. Those take way longer to make than those.
Thank you. We've attempted to make those, and it's always just like top 5, top 10, and we're like, fuck, this is way longer. Let's give up. This is so much easier.
It takes so long, especially the post editing. I have like 4 different phases of those top 10s, but so once I realized how long those are taking, I wanted to be able to have something smaller in the interim, so it's not just dead in between the top 10. So the first thing I made was a trailer for I don't know if you saw it, the Josh, a Tina Belcher story. It was just like this whole little trailer I made centered around Tina not being boy crazy anymore and finally just settling down with one boy. So that was kind of the idea there. And then I made a dramatic trailer for Bob's, not dramatic trailer, it was a dramatic intro. So after that, I just started making these different intros. Family sitcom intro. I did an intro for Winthrop Manor. So I was just like, I need to make an anime intro. I'm going to throw my hat in the ring because a lot of stuff I'm a fan of, people make anime intros for them, like Steven Universe, for instance. Yeah, and so I was like, I need to throw my hat in the ring, and so I was just like, anime intro. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know how this is going to work. All I can do is just try. So that's kind of what led to it.
Are you self-taught?
So I actually just really downloaded Adobe. I started using Adobe Premiere Pro like 3 months ago. My first couple projects, I was using a way less mediocre editor, but then I upgraded when I realized I could pay for it monthly and didn't have to spend like $500 out the gate.
You used to be able to pay for it once, but they do this monthly thing now.
Yeah, it's really useful. So it's really just about tinkering around, looking, and anything I don't know, I Google it. There's a YouTube channel called Adobe in a Minute. Favorite channel ever. Favorite channel. I Google anything. First thing is Adobe in a Minute. He gets right into it. He explains it. No introduction, nothing. It's so great. So I've been learning a lot of Adobe Premiere Pro strictly from that channel. So yeah.
So when we found you out through Simon Chong, of course, again from Bob's. Did you know? Because I think you had sent me a message saying I didn't even notice that Simon had retweeted because you said that you weren't really on socials like that. How does it feel to have the eye of folks on Bob's enjoying your work and promoting it as well?
Yeah. So about that question. So it was definitely interesting because here's the funny part about it. I didn't even realize who you were talking about, right? And then but the funny thing is, I credited Simon in both of the intros. I mean, of course, it's all in Japanese, but I credit him in both the intros as, assistant director, animator, and it wasn't until I saw you mentioned me in Twitter last night, and then I saw that you tagged Simon. I was like, "Oh, that's who they were talking about." Jesus Christ! So now
you got the attention of the dude who literally made his own Archer Bob's Cross and got a job from it.
Yeah, and that was the coolest thing. Yeah, I saw that. I have a comment on that video from like 3 or 4 years ago. But I'm just gonna say this just as a side note. It's kind of embarrassing, and the reason why is because when I first made the anime intro and I posted it to Facebook, people were like, "You need to put this in front of the animators. You need to put this in front of Bob's Burgers. They're gonna hire you." And I'm just like, "No, I'm just editing stuff. It's not that serious, you know." And so I made it anyway, and I went to go to this X account, and I had it for one other purpose, just kind of redid the whole thing. And I was like, "How do I even show them?" So I just searched Kristen Shaw, Lauren Bouchard, Asia Benjamin. And I just posted on one of their random comments. I'm like, "Hey, here's an anime intro. Check it out. You won't regret it." And I'm just like, that is the most tactless way to do that.
Sometimes is, but it works, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it's just so horrible. So now they're just like, now that Simon's seen it, and then they're just like, "Oh yeah, we know this guy. He just like posted random his stuff on our comments, like for no reason." And so I'm just like, "Oh my gosh."
No, all it takes is one person, and I'm so glad that you said what you said there. I just edited this. It's not a big deal. Why would people care? Do you? And I am the least talented person here. JB can draw. You are an amazing editor. I have an internet connection. Do you have any kind of imposter syndrome? Say, because when I do something, for instance, I know what it takes to do that, and I'm not impressed with it. So why would anybody else be? Do you feel the same way?
Yeah. But at the same time, I think that way because I feel like no one ever realizes how much work goes into it. So I think they'll look at it as it's far too simplistic, right? Because I'm not creating my own characters and I'm not animating these things. So I'm just editing. I'll be really intuitive. I'm just editing, and I feel like that no one is really going to understand how much this probably took him like a few hours to make. He just slapped this together in a few hours.
Whoa. People say that, and then that's my favorite thing as an artist too. They'll be like, "Oh, I bet I could make that in like a day." I'm like, "Go for it."
Yeah,
I'll be at this art show next month. Let me know how that goes.
JB and I have been working on these Halloween merchandise designs that have taken hours and days of just editing and erasing and redrawing, and they're still not done. But when you post it online, people just see, "Oh, it's just one little thing. They probably did that in an afternoon." So all you people out there, knock it off. You can't do what we do. Knock it off. This is hard. So what's next? I know you're downplaying and saying it's just editing. It's more than that. I couldn't do what you do. What do you want to do next? You've done anime outro. You've done an anime intro. A full-fledged anime episode.
I feel like those are gonna no. I feel like that. So I was thinking maybe next year, or depending on how it goes, I might just make like a Bob's Burgers anime intro season 2 or something. But given I have enough content, because there's only so much content that I can use that reflects that anime intro vibe. But other than that, right now I'm actually working on like a Halloween edit. I was thinking of doing
what to say, are you doing a horror one? Because that
to just really, I don't care, it's kind of a spoiler, but since the haunting was really what got me into the into Bob's Burgers in the first place, I'm basically framing the haunting as if it's a full-fledged like movie, like a theater production. So it's just like a full-on dramatic trailer of the haunting, and
that's good.
Yeah, so it's just gonna be called The Haunting, like Bob's Burgers Halloween, like that.
I want to pitch something because again, I'm not talented enough to do this. I just have ideas. I've always wanted to recut a Bob's Burgers movie trailer, but as a murder mystery dramatic. Because the movie, obviously, there's a murder mystery in the movie, but it's a lighthearted Bob's Burgers thing. But you could recut that as like a
this summer,
murder mystery, something you see on the ID channel, and I think that would be so cool. So please do that.
Yeah, I could probably even use. I mean, it's definitely an idea, for sure. I have literally this folder that just has blank Word documents. The folder is called Ideas. And I just have blank Word documents. It's just like different ideas. So whenever I'm ready to tackle one, I just open and I start scripting stuff. Because mostly it's supposed to be, the channel was mostly supposed to just be me, like talking, doing top 10s or top 5s or best this, best that. Thinking of doing a Thanksgiving thing, like best Thanksgiving episodes or something. But yeah.
Is there obviously? Oh, I'm sorry, JB. Go ahead.
No.
I like it. I think I'm excited for the horror one because like there's so many good episodes to pick from and take stuff from. So I'm excited to see what you come up with.
Yeah, I'm probably like 30% the way done with it. I want to try to finish it this probably this weekend. I'm gonna have like 4 days off, so hopefully I can finish it this weekend.
Ooh, I see our buddy Todd and Toddland are following you as well, so they're good folks.
Oh yeah, was that like a New York Comic Con?
Yeah. So Toddland, they do the official merchandise for Bob's Burgers, The Great North, Central Park, American Dad, Family Guy. They do the official Crapopolis, all those Fox shows.
Yeah, very cool. I did check out their channel, and I saw that Lauren and you were following them too.
Yeah,
so, okay.
Yeah, we're all one giant family here. Are there any other fandoms that you want to tackle?
Well, the only reason why I stopped Bob's Burgers in the first place is because literally it's my favorite thing in the world. Like I love nothing more than Bob's Burgers. I mean, you can see my stuff. And then I've got I actually have the commission that I recently posted.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like sitting up there. So yeah, but I've done some stuff for other. I'm more of a cartoon fan more than anything. I like anime, but if you look at my channel, I've tackled some other stuff like the Simpsons when they did the parody of Death Note, the anime. I made an anime intro for that. I did an anime music video for Steven Universe. Amphibia. So it's really just whatever strikes me, but I want to run out of Bob's Burgers content first. Once I run out of ideas for Bob's Burgers, I'm thinking I'm probably going to then expand to other things like, maybe then The Great North or, maybe even Family Guy or something. I don't just completely hate Family Guy, just a little bit.
No, yeah, we all just a little kind of hate it. Yeah, no.
Maybe even just a real Bob's Burgers commercial, just a better commercial for Bob to actually use.
Yeah, I did the infomercial, which I posted that. That was pretty fun. I was actually scared of doing the infomercial one because I was like, do I have the voice for an infomercial? So I don't know if you guys saw that on Twitter when I think I posted that one last night. So, and I had to actually script that out too.
Folks are always clamoring for and I feel now this is just a pitch meeting, but the Great North and Bob's Burgers crossover. I'm just saying, you can pitch like a Halloween one. They have their zombie episode. Yeah, Bob stuff here. One giant.
I've seen 2 episodes of The Great North. I really need to get... I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Whenever we hear people have not watched enough, we're like, you need to watch more.
No, it's like, and I plan to. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate what I saw. I didn't dislike it by any stretch. So I guess it's just... I don't know. I just haven't really just decided to just sit down and commit to another show. It is really hard for me to get into another show. That's for sure.
Oh, especially when there's 200 of the show you love already. So,
yeah, for sure. So yeah, but eventually, I'll get to everything. Eventually, it's all on the list.
Yeah. Ideas folder.
Yes, indeed. There's like 8 Word documents in there, and counting.
Now You're on the East Coast here with us, right?
No, I'm Central.
Oh, I don't know why I thought you were on the East Coast. Where's about?
I live in Texas.
Oh, okay. Then it's much later here then. Shit, lost my train of thought. JB, fill the dead space. Fill the dead space, JB.
So with the ideas of like doing all these different edits and things like that, and doing like Adobe and learning all these new skills, have you ever thought about editing and being able to also take things from the episodes and maybe add stuff to them, maybe animate just a little bit?
Yeah, I've considered that idea, but I'm just like, this is long enough. Editing
it is a hard skill to do,
and it's just like I don't want to pile animation on top of it. Animation is so freaking tedious. And I kind of get a little taste of that when it comes to working with Adobe Premiere Pro, because when it comes to, for instance, cutting the characters out, you kind of have to do it frame by frame, because it's like you kind of have to apply a mask around them, and then every time they do a movement, the mask has to change. So you have to change. So it's literally like reversing the animation process. So it's like you're just like every single frame you have to change what the mask looks like in order to keep it good. So it was that's definitely the most tedious part of it, but the result is rewarding.
It blows my mind that, and we've seen the intro, Nacho, that a top 10 list takes much longer than doing one of these. I would think these things would take months to do because the intricate editing that you.
Well, it doesn't take as much thinking. That's why, because really, okay, it's kind of because it's a lengthy process, right? I mean, because obviously the first thing I do is I script out my top tens. I script out everything, and then I have to sit in this chair for like 5 hours messing up lines because literally the recording turns out to be 5 hours because I'm repeating lines because I want to keep my eye on the camera, and I have no other way of doing that than trying to remember and choosing the best selection. So I'm just sitting here in this spot for like 5 hours, and then I'm cutting it down to like a 20-minute video. So, and then after that, I'm just doing the editing, and but it's like at the end of the day, I'm just grabbing scenes. I know exactly where to go, what episodes to pull from. I don't have to like search and just rack my brain for what could possibly work here. So that's why it takes about a week longer to do the top tens.
Now, with something like the intro, do you have a rough idea of the plot points you want to hit in this short little thing and then try to find the clips that fit that? Do you have the music first and then try to fit the vibe of the music? How does that puzzle come together?
The music is the very first step. In fact, I was on YouTube before I started the anime intro. I was on YouTube and I'm just like best anime openings. I'm just like I need ideas. So I'm searching. And then one of my favorite songs came into my head, which is Faction by, I don't know if you call them Wieners or Whiners, either way. The song's called Faction. And it came from this anime that came out last year called Digimon Ghost Game. And I fell in love with the intro music immediately. I have the song on my phone. And so I thought about that and I Googled it and I listened to it and I was like, can this work? And I'm just like feeling the music and I'm like, I don't care if it's gonna work. It has to be it. This has to be the song. No matter what I do, this is the song. So once I picked the music, I actually thought of the most high action scenes in Bob's Burgers, and I literally worked backwards. I started with Louise going against not Kuchikopi, but one of the other ones. I forget their names. The others, but
I don't remember them either.
Yeah, it's just Kuchikopi's the important one. I think there's one called Hakaneko or something. I forget all of them.
We call them Hello Kitties.
Yeah, we just call them
Hello Kitties.
Yeah. But anyway, that's kind of how it really worked. I just kind of worked backwards from the most action scene and literally just got to the intro. And with the ending credits, it was much harder because I wasn't just using scenes. That was way more editing than the anime intro, because with the anime intro, I'm mostly putting scenes from Bob's Burgers just straight up, and then overlaying the credits, overlaying the cutouts. But it was just way more than that. I had to put the particles in there. I did animate the shapes, so that did take a lot more animation, if you will, because all of that, the shapes are animated, the little circles with all the scenes, I had to animate those. I had to do math literally to keep them scrolling I had to to maintain the distance between each circle and make sure they scroll. I just had to keep going. Okay, this subtract this frame, subtract that frame. Okay, so it should be this frame. And then,
all the complexity of it all.
Nah. We're just doing still shots. We're not doing that. We're not doing any of
that. Yeah. It was great. It was a eureka moment because I messaged my best friend. She follows my channel when I do all this stuff. And I was just like, I sent her the first 20 seconds. I was like, oh, that's it. I quit. I was like, I have no idea. I have literally no other ideas.
I'm done now. I've hit my high point. I am done.
Yeah.
Now, one of the chat, they had an interesting copyright. Obviously you're not doing this for money, you're doing this as a fan, it's fan art, it's fun. Was there any fear going, hey, I'm using other people's IP, they can strike this down anytime? Do you ever worry about anything like that?
So I have a test that I do. Yes, I do worry about that all the time, ever since, because I used to do Beat Saber content a lot. I literally create beats. I've created like 30 Beat Saber levels. And one of them was this song called Gurenge by one of my favorite artists, Lisa. I uploaded it, spent all this time editing the video, and I uploaded it. It was like, oh, this is blocked everywhere. And I was like, oh my God. So what I've learned to do is once I find a song that I want to use for a project, I just upload it to YouTube with a blank screen, but in private. And then that tells me how YouTube is going to treat the copyright. Is it going to block it everywhere? Is it going to block it in like no region? Or is it going to be like, oh no, you can use it completely. We just need to run ads on it. Because a lot of the content, it's like you have the liberty to use this. We'll just run ads on it. But the anime intro is blocked in Russia, but everywhere else is totally fine. So yeah, like you can see it in China, Japan, anywhere in Europe. Yeah. So it's just it was just only blocked in Russia, and it was like, oh, this affects like 0.1% of your audience. I was like, cool.
Is that because of the music?
Yes, the music. Yeah, I guess.
Now, I noticed a keyboard back there. Would you consider reworking the music as your own?
Why don't we just pretend that? Okay, pretend
that's just there.
Just pretend that's a cardboard cutout. For all the that's a cardboard cutout. But no,
the carpet down. All right,
very pretty cardboard cutout.
I've tried musical composition. I've even kind of written a couple songs, but that was like way long ago. It's been like 8 or 9 years. So mostly I just tinker with it and like do Legend of Zelda covers because Legend of Zelda is like my favorite video game.
That's not a Triforce, I figured.
Yeah, so I just play a lot of like Legend of Zelda stuff by ear. Try to do Megalovania once.
Co-host JB here has a giant Zelda tattoo. Show it off. Show it off.
I do. It's my only one.
I'm like a proud mama here.
Finished. There you go.
Oh my! See, I wish I could see it better. Oh, it's so tough to see who or what.
Yeah, I can send you a better picture of it.
Glory,
you can give me your stuff. But it took like 5 hours to sketch out.
Yeah, no, I don't have a tattoo yet, and I'm really considering. I really don't know what I want my first tattoo to be. It's gonna be one of two things though. I was thinking of either getting a Triforce on my left hand, right, because that's what Link had, or Bob's tattoo on the back.
I would say you have that.
We want to get a Bob's tattoo together. I know that. Me and Mike have talked about getting one. But I have my Zelda one. I just need to get it colored.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people in the groups. They all get like, literally Bob's equistical tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was considering getting the actual because it's so esoteric that it's just like only those special few humans who are a part of an elite group will understand.
I'm actually very curious how many tattoo people are like. Do you know how many times I get asked to do this?
Yeah, it's everywhere. So many people get that tattoo, and I want it, but I'm kind of afraid only because I know my mom. She has my name on her, and I know if I don't make my first tattoo her name somewhere, then she's gonna be mad at me. I'm just gonna put it in the crease between my elbows. Yeah. I
don't know. Well, you have that commission. Who did that commission piece that you were showing off earlier?
Yeah, his name is Todd Chavez. Interestingly enough, I wanted to post it, but I wanted to make sure I credited him. So I spent like 15 minutes in my email trying to find when he sent it to me when he was done. Because he sent this to me back in like February of last year. And because I saw it's working, I was like, "Oh, can you do this and that?" And then usually whenever people are being drawn or get drawn in Bob style, it's usually in front of a table at the restaurant or in front of the building. And I wanted something a little more personable, so I was like, "Do you have to do this scenario, or can I give you a custom scenario?" So I wanted to be me and Bob and Cake because I thought, like for me, Bob and Cake is his most adorable moment.
It's a good episode too.
Yeah, so I was just like,
it may be a little gauche to get your face tattooed on yourself, but I mean, you have the personally drawn piece of you and Bob. Maybe.
I didn't even consider that drawn. Huh?
I have.
Not a bad idea.
My Bob's Burger stuff. I didn't even consider having that as a tattoo.
One of the he used to be a director on Bob's. He's a director on Great North now. Mario Dana Jr. He drew I'm a huge Batman fan, and Batman Superman had come out, and I was like, "Hey Mario, can you draw Bob as Batman in his armor,
Yep.
His mecha Batman suit, and can you draw Teddy as Superman, just floating in the sky? And he drew me this giant, intricate piece, and that is what I'm going to get tattooed on me, probably on my leg.
Do you have it, or have you did it?
Oh, yeah, I have it somewhere.
It's a great picture.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it. It's and it's down to the so Teddy's wearing the Superman suit, and the pattern that's on the Superman suit are just little burgers, and the spotlight that Batman usually turns on is the name of my old podcast. Bob is in his Batman mech suit, but he has the apron on still, and he has his little notepad, and it's the coolest thing in the world. And I'll have to send it to you. I don't have it on, but I'll send it to you for sure.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and it's special because again, somebody drew it for you. It's personal. It's you getting your face tattooed on you, but it's Bob's, so it's not like a self-portrait. So
yeah, no, it's a good idea, but I'm also scared because I've never had a tattoo before. But I'm definitely going to record it. Like if I do get a Bob's related tattoo, I'm probably going to record it and post it on live.
I'll let you know. I have a few. They hurt like hell. So
do they really? You can't say that. You can't tell me that. You know?
So I didn't think it hurt that bad. I found it more of like kind of annoying is more than anything for me.
But you got it on your arm though, right? That's your only one?
It is my only one, and it is not the most horrible spot.
Yeah, see, I imagine the neck is terrible. That's gotta sting.
I have this in my stomach done. Don't do it. They're terrible ideas.
Stomach is a bad place.
Yeah, but you have piercings, and that seems way more intense. So I couldn't do piercings.
That's over like that.
You know, it's funny when I got these. When I got my snake bites, I've wanted snake bites for years, but the work I always had was too professional, and they didn't want me to. So now I have a professional job, but luckily they don't have a dress code. As long as you don't come in looking, you know, like you just came off the street, you know, you can do whatever. You can color your hair, you can have tattoos, and all that. And so, literally, like 5 years ago, my first paycheck, I got these, and I was just like, should I or shouldn't I? But I was just like, you know what? It's only not gonna hurt. It's just 1 or 2 seconds. So I went to go do it, and it was painful for like maybe a day.
Nah, Chelsea's here in the chat says I have a bunch, and I just got tattooed again on Thursday. It hurts, and I hate it. I agree.
No, you guys have got to give me confidence. This is horrible. No, I'm never gonna
do it. See, I can't do piercings because a tattoo is just it's poking and the ink's in your skin. A piercing, you're literally punching a hole through your skin, and that is what trips me out, and I can't do that. So,
but it's so brief. It's so brief. Like once
it is. Yeah, I figured it'd be like that, and it's done.
Yeah, it's so brief. I mean, it's sore after a little bit, but it's nothing unbearable.
Yeah, no, I can't. I have a very low threshold for pain. I don't like.
Oh, I can tell. Yeah, I can tell.
I don't. I hate giving blood. I do it because I'm a hero, but I hate doing it. So
he's so modest about it.
Do you have hero blood? Are you O negative hero blood?
I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea.
Oh my gosh, you need to go check.
We'll just say sure. I just give it to them, and they do whatever.
Call yourself a hero if you don't know, Mike.
I don't call myself a hero. You all call me a hero.
You just
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But we can sit here and talk with you all night. But it is getting late, and I have a day job. That means I got to be up at 6 a.m. But before we cut you out of here, we're going to give you all the time in the world. Plug everything and anything you want to plug. Let people know where they can find you. YouTube page, your budding music career. You're going to strike up that keyboard here eventually.
Yeah, no, sir. But no, I mean, well, naturally, you can find me on YouTube. Literally, you can either search The Bobist. I think if you search that, it'll literally be the first channel that pops up, or you just search Bob's Burgers anime intro, and that'll be the first thing that gets you to me. Other than that, I am the Bobist. The underscore Bobist on X. One of them I had to put an underscore, and I don't remember if it was Instagram or X. Well, look, just one of them has a one of them doesn't, but they all have the same picture, which is like me in Bob's Burgers form.
Yes.
Can confirm that you are the Bobist, or okay, on X you are the underscore Bobist.
Okay.
And on Instagram you are the Bobist.
Okay, got it. Well, there you go, folks. So yeah.
And yeah, and then obviously we're obviously going to repost everything you do because we love your stuff and you're amazing. And
thank you.
And if you're up for it,
this on my channel as well and send people your way.
Oh no, don't.
What? Oh no,
no, I don't. I hate people knowing what I do. So.
Oh no! So you're saying I cannot post this on my channel?
Oh no, you absolutely can. I'm being difficult.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure. Make sure
he has an ego until
I don't know because I was like, I don't know if I do a short or if I just do the highlights or
no.
Mike is modest until he's not.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah, we'll give you the download whatever you need. But yeah, again, everyone, check out the Bobist on Instagram or the Bobist on.
Yeah, please check out the anime ones. They're amazing. They're so good.
Blow it up, repost it everywhere. Actually, repost snippets and then direct people to the Bobist page because we need to blow his page up and we need to blow his YouTube up.
You just repost.
Yeah, or X on repost. I don't know how the internet works. But we would love to have you on again. We appreciate all the time you've given us already. Our interactions on Instagram have been nothing but great. And we're huge fans. So thank you again for coming on here. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem at all. I appreciate you guys having me.
Absolutely.
That was a blast.
This has been From the Great North to Wonder Wharf, your one-stop destination for bento box information. As always, I am Mike.
I am JB.
And I have been Bobist.
And we will see you next week, Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Of course, you can always catch the replays of this on YouTube anytime you like. We have a Patreon that's linked in our bio. You don't have to sign up if you don't want to. No obligation to do so. Our content will not change whether or not you sign up for it. It may get worse, actually. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm literally just now realizing there's a chat. I'm so sorry, and I'm reading.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on there, Absolute Ego, but you do you, boo. Good night, everybody. Thanks again.
Good night. Good night.
I should have set this up a lot easier. Hold on. We have an outro as well. Here we go.